Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So here it is, it finally arrived, tether2corruption.com. This is a billboard in Times Square, a digital billboard accusing the world's largest stablecoin company, Tether, of corruption is being featured in Times Square, NYC right now. This coming from Eleanor Turret. And here's the photo, guys. Tether2corruption.com. Apparently somebody has decided to post this ad and put up a website associated with this. The customer's first ad campaign is targeted at Tether, calling it the next FTX. So we're going to delve into this a little bit today. I didn't think I'd be doing a video on this, but so much information has come out in the last 24 hours that I thought I would dedicate an episode to this and, to kind of dig deeper, a little deeper into what we can possibly expect in the weeks, months moving forward. I don't even know how long this is going to take to unfold. So I guess first we got to kind of start maybe a little positive. Donald Trump says that he's going to further secure America's future and create opportunity for young people. So, I guess the good news is, if this company is corrupt, they are, organizations or interests, special interests are trying to weed out the corruption so that we can live, exist, trade cryptocurrency in a safe and secure environment, or at least that is the theory. And so Donald Trump here is, realizing this. He's really kind of latching on to this cryptocurrency narrative. And here's what he said recently in Racine, Wisconsin.
To further secure America's future and create opportunity for young people, I will end Joe Biden's war on crypto. We will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in America. Otherwise, other countries are going to have it.
The future of cryptocurrency will be made in America. Otherwise, it's going to go to those other countries. So a great clip there. Wanted to thank Bank XRP and, of course, Eleanor Turret for posting that. Chad Steingraber also mentioning this. Now, we've got the MiCA regulations happening at the end of the month. And recently, we just saw how major exchange Uphold announced delisting of stablecoins, including the largest one in the world, Tether, because of the upcoming regulations. On June the 30th, MiCA comes into effect and all digital assets must be in compliance. And so exchanges are following, guys. XRP Drops originally posted this on May the 19th, a clip from the Paul Barron Show discussing the MiCA regulations and how this could actually affect the pace of the crypto market moving forward. Listen to this.
EU implemented the largest comprehensive crypto regulation businesses really to date. We haven't seen anything to this level. Markets in crypto assets, which is what it basically stands for, provisions now on stablecoins will come into force. Let me kind of zoom in on that for you guys. Markets in crypto assets is what that stands for. The MiCA provisions now will basically be allowing stablecoins to come into force on June 30th. This is just around the corner, 2024, and the whole regulation will come into force at the end of the year. Now, this is moving very fast, but remember, I think it was a year before last when we started first reporting on this. And we've had several interviews with some of the teams over in Europe around what the future of this holds. And this is the thing, when you look at big money moving at the pace in which it's going to be moving into the crypto markets, whether it's through stablecoins, which I think is still the gateway to all of this, this is where things get really interesting. If you look at the timeline here, this was June 23, the publication came out, October 23, their first consultation package, which is where they were looking for changes. June of 24 is where we're going to see the entry into application on Title 3 and 4. And of course, at the end, we're way down the pipeline right now, guys, in terms of hitting the December mark, but also just getting launched. So this is going to happen very quickly. And a lot of companies, and including a lot of asset managers, I think, are just going to start looking at what's happening in the EU as a whole.
So I got cut off there a little bit. Basically going to start looking at what's going to be happening in the EU as a whole. So MiCA is coming down the pike, and it's coming very soon. June the 30th is when it's beginning, and finally going to be fully encompassing by the end of December of this year. So something definitely to be keeping an eye on. Smoke here posted this with regards to Tether, and I thought this was interesting because almost like a foreshadowing comment from April 23rd, 2024, so just from a couple of months ago, Tether will not be covered under the MiCA regulations. Tether's market share is expected to be overtaken by USDC. So this was also before we had the Ripple stablecoin announcement, so let's be mindful of that. Now that we know the real USD or RL USD is coming into production soon, that is going to definitely be vying for a share of the crypto asset space. And all these stablecoins now are lining up. The compliant ones are going to get the bulk of the volume, whereas Tether's USDT, guys, has been the number one USD pegged stablecoin for a very, very long time. So it has been the one that generally garners the most attention, generally also grabs the most liquidity. A lot of cryptocurrency exchanges use it, but now that we have a lot more rules and regulations, that might change. He says Tether's market share is going to be overtaken, and even S&P Global states that USDT has several stability weaknesses as described below. Tether will go poof eventually. Facts is facts 100%. So just some documentation here describing some of the other stablecoins in comparison to Tether. Stablecoin expansion in 2024, the stablecoin market is predicted to reach a new record high, surpassing $200 billion, driven by the launch of markets of crypto assets or MiCA regulations and stablecoins. USDC is expected to overtake Tether in market share. Now, again, guys, remember, this was before Ripple did even launch their, or even did announce that they were creating a stablecoin. So a lot of this documentation does not consider the real USD, RL USD. Here's something on stablecoin stability and the assessment of Tether's USDT. The assessment, since weaknesses have been observed, are in line with a stablecoin stability assessment of 4. These weaknesses include limited transparency on reserve management and risk appetite, lack of a regulatory framework, no asset segregation to protect against investor insolvency, and limitations to USDT's primary redeemability. He was retweeting out Crypto Eddie's tweet here from back in April as well. We took steps to migrate each US-based ODL customer from XRP as a bridge currency in ODL to using USDT, or the contract was terminated. We should continue to use USDT or BTC or other vetted stablecoins. So she says, no surprises here. Navin Gupta was the first Rippler I heard in a YouTube interview who mentioned that other digital assets would increasingly serve as RippleNet bridges in the future. As for those channels claiming USDT is a scam, oh, the twists of life, it's all about builders. So at this point here, a lot of even influencers were assuming that USDT would be fine and ready to go. Even Ripple is using USDT. They're currently using Tether in some of their operations at the moment. So, things can change very fast. I was trying to look for a document online. I found this Reddit post. I was trying to find what are the regulated stablecoins under MiCA. And, just surfing through this post, I could only find 2, I think. I think one was Nexo, and the other one is obviously USD's Circle. So the Circle USDC stablecoin. I couldn't find anything else. If you guys have come across anything else, any other kind of regulated stablecoins, and I'm looking at USD stablecoins specifically, because we know if Circle is regulated, then chances are their USD, their Euro stablecoin, and any other stablecoins that they create would also be regulated through the MiCA rules. But anyway, just looking for that, and could only find 2 at the moment. Now, guys, let's take a look at the broader picture, okay? Who was here long enough to remember the crypto crash of 2022? I certainly was. FTX, Luna, Celsius, BlockFi, etc., all blowing up, and billions of dollars were lost. Now we have Tether that transacts more than all those companies combined, $2.96 trillion, and it is on the chopping block. Potential new regulations on stablecoins. Without the interventions of regulators, we unfortunately might see a situation as bad as the UST or the Luna crash. Only this time, guys, USD-backed stablecoins could be the main actor. So let's just take a look at this list. Remember, FTX, Luna's UST collapse, the Three Arrows Capital, Genesis, Celsius, BlockFi. I remember all this from back in 2022. This was a scary time. If you guys were here, reaching the average quarterly trading volumes of 2.96 trillion in euro, so not even US dollars, almost on par with those of US. In addition, Tether is involved in half of all the trades in Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is a higher proportion than the trades of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this could be very, very big. Let's get into some of these allegations now, courtesy of Michael Branch, bringing us this from CoinGape. Tether faces renewed terror and illicit finance allegations. So what is the allegation? Stablecoin issuer Tether has faced renewed criticism following allegations concerning the use of USDT in terror financing. So this specifically discussing the typical narrative that they've used for us on they've used for us for several years with regards to cryptocurrency in general. Well, now they're saying, Tether, they finance terrorism, they finance human trafficking groups alongside the Chinese and Russian governments. According to Will Hild, okay, I guess that's his name, the executive director of the consumer advocacy firm, Tether is used by Russia and other countries to avoid sanctions. This comes months after the stablecoin issuer was accused on similar points following Hamas's attack on Israel. About 100 Binance accounts were frozen by the Israeli government, while Tether froze 800,000 worth of assets. So this is where it's all stemming from, okay? Terror financing. They're also likening this to the FTX collapse, which we saw also at the end of 2022. Crypto assets remain linked to illegal finance activities, and authorities trying to curb criticizing its difficult to trace capabilities. So here we have another, bullseye on another company. But guys, this time it could be even worse. Because of just because of the sheer volume. Again, let's not forget 40 billion in FTX, 40 billion in UST and Luna, 18 billion in Three Arrows, 5 billion in Genesis, 4.5 in Celsius, and 4.5 in BlockFi. Even if we just take those ones, we can assume that's about, let's say 20, another 20, it's 40, 120 billion dollars. I'm just rounding up. Meanwhile, we have this suggesting we could see a 2.96 trillion euro collapse if Tether is accused of any wrongdoing and if it is regulated out of existence. So, what else do we have, guys? Mr. Man here posting this. It's interesting that Bloomberg questions Tether's legitimacy because most third-party auditors do not want to audit this company and coin based on reputational concerns. So, that's also an interesting point here that I wanted to bring up. Paulo Ardoino, the CEO of Tether, said the company is committed to securing an audit for its USDT stablecoin reserves from one of the big four accounting firms. Yet Ardoino highlighted that none of them are willing to do the audit, possibly due to the potential reputational risks perceived by these giants. So he was even saying, look, we want to get Deloitte or PwC or Ernst & Young or KPMG to do the audit, but none of them are willing to do it. Currently, Tether relies on quarterly attestations by BDO Italia. However, establishing stronger ties with one of the big four remains a top priority. We are trying to make the case, he says, despite Tether's significant role in the crypto market, with a market cap surpassing $107.9 billion, the ranking as the third largest cryptocurrency, the firm continually faces scrutiny over the transparency of its treasury reserves. And so, they've said, come on, audit us. And none of these companies are willing to do it. So that also makes me scratch my head. Why would these companies not even want to, due to reputational risks? Recent criticisms from entities like the United Nations, which flagged USDT as a preferred medium for cyber criminals and money launderers, amplify the urgency for Tether to demonstrate adequate reserves. Additionally, the Big Four would be particularly beneficial after U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren publicly criticized the current audit practices within crypto, saying, I share your concern that the PCAOB registered auditors perform sham audits, even for entities whose audits generally fall outside our jurisdiction. There are risks to investors and the PCAOB. All very strange, I'm going to admit. This reflects the issues digital currencies face in gaining acceptance within a traditional financial and regulatory system. Of course, it's not helping our case if, a company like Tether cannot even get an auditor. So another interesting point here that I thought I should make, because guys, here's where it gets even stranger. Why do you think CZ told you this before they pulled him aside? He knew this was coming. Tether is going to get hammered one way or another. This one courtesy of Ripples in Wales here. And CZ Binance's Changpeng Zhao did say this back in April of 2022. When the Titanic sinks, little floats near it get dragged down too. But the floats will eventually come back up if they are untethered. Things that make you go, Also, not to mention that the logo does look like an atomic bomb, as, many people have also pointed out. Very strange, very, very strange. Again, this was also before Changpeng Zhao got arrested and charged and sentenced. This was back in April of 2022, let's not forget. So, the crypto world knows something I think we don't know. Here is the original website, tetheredtocorruption.com, the one that was featured on the billboard here in Times Square. Courtesy of XRP drops, Ponzi scheme tied to terrorists, human trafficking, all those negative things. And here's the article. Tether, the longtime US dollar-backed cryptocurrency, is being called out for all these things, as I think we kind of went over already. It's been used by Russia to avoid monetary sanctions. Tether, which began in 2014, was co-founded by former Disney child star Brock Pierce, 43. He is no longer affiliated with the coin, though. Things that make you go, Pierce's circle of contacts include Steve Bannon, with whom he ran an internet gaming business. And yeah, this guy too, Jeffrey Epstein. Very strange. Tether can't even undergo an audit to make sure they are completely backed. So then it gets into some of the specifics there. But let's dive deeper into this, guys. Crypto Cowboy also noticed this. Tether co-founder and childhood Disney star Brock Pierce had a tight connection to Epstein. Come to find out, Mike Novogratz is chairman of the board of Galaxy Digital and ex-Goldman Sachs. Michael Daffy actually bought Epstein's New York mansion. So here is Brock Pierce with Mike Novogratz here. And guys, there was also this that I wanted to show you. Another clip here posted by Crypto Cowboy. Cantor Fitzgerald reportedly manages Tether's $72 billion portfolio of treasury bonds. Howard Lutnick is the CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald. Lutnick also happened to own the property where these people had their fundraising party in 2015, directly next door to this guy's townhouse.
U.S. financial services company Cantor Fitzgerald reportedly manages Tether's $72 billion portfolio of treasury bonds, giving him access to U.S. dollars. Cantor's enabling of terror and illicit activities across the globe is unacceptable. Ms. Hill, given Tether's nexus to the U.S. financial system through Cantor Fitzgerald, does Treasury already have the authority to take action? And what should we be doing about American regulation?
So that clip unfortunately cuts off there. What should we be doing about American regulation? It gets even shadier, guys. Look at this Clinton fundraiser next door to this house here. This was again back from 2015. The strange saga of Epstein's link between Brock Pierce and Hollywood. This was coming from 2019. And here, 2014, Gary Gensler in the right, pictured with John Zimmerner and Bill Clinton in 2014. Look, there's Gary Gensler. He's right there. Zimmerner organized the phone call between Bill Hinman and Consensus in 2018. He is senior advisor at Consensus and ex-Clinton Foundation and Hillary for President member. 3.5 years after the photo, Zimmerner, I think that's how you pronounce it, would invite Bill Hinman to meet with Consensus on April 23rd, 2018, less than 2 months before the Free Pass, ETHgate Free Pass speech. On the same day, Bloomberg reports CFTC chairman Gary Gensler says XRP is probably a security. 2 years later, Jay Clayton met with Gary Gensler and the CFTC chairman Heath Talbert in back-to-back meetings the day before the Ripple lawsuit. And then we have John Zimmerner, still works at Consensus. He has no prior work history before being employed by Bill and Hillary. He came straight from this organization and then directly to Joe Lubin. So things that make you go, for sure. The connection now between the Clintons, the CFTC, Gary Gensler, Consensus, a Disney child star, Mike Novogratz, the crypto community, the banking sector, Jeffrey Epstein. Oh my goodness. This thing is getting really, really weird, but you can also see as well how this connection was put in place to prevent Ripple and XRP from thriving as well. I think with the release of the RL USD, this is going to change the game, guys. This is going to change the face of stablecoins, and considering Ripple now has that regulatory clarity on its side when it comes to XRP, obviously the RL USD is going to be fully regulated. So could it take the place of other stablecoins like USDC? Now that Tether could be on the verge of a collapse, I don't know. That is just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.